Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here again. It is Thursday, and happy Thursday, guys. You've almost made it all the way through the week, and we got a bit of a surprise for you guys. So, yesterday I debuted a Singleton format within the Speed Duel format, so it's multiple formats, for Yugi Moto. So all we did was we played 30-card deck, casual format, and we based it as close to, or as close to what we think the character would be playing if he had more options available to him within the Speed Duel series of cards. And what we were doing was, it was a request. They wanted to see what we could do with Yugi and Marik. And if you guys get us 20 likes on both videos, me and Celestial will actually clash these decks this weekend, hopefully. So we did Yugi yesterday. We're going to do Marik today. And again, this one's going to be pretty crazy. I know that I don't have the current errata real quick. You know what? Give me half a second. Through movie magic, I'll be right back with the errata. All right, my friends, I seem to have been mistaken. Quick Google search, I couldn't find any errata, so this must still play as it did. So, Twisted Personality is the play form we're going for the casual Singleton Speed Duel Marik Ishtar. And again, this kind of makes sense since he's pretty much a sadist, and that was his entire dueling personality when he played against Mai. So that's the one we're going to choose to pit up against our Yugi deck. Each time a player loses life points, place one counter on this card. It can hold a maximum of 3. So what makes that easy? Go ahead and grab some dice. Doesn't have to be your D&D set. You guys could use, one of the cool ones that Konami's been providing for us. Would be fine. So once per turn during the main phase, you can use one of the following skills. So once per turn, I can remove 2 counters from this card, then discard 1 random card from the opponent's hand, or I can choose to remove all 3 counters from this card and destroy 1 face-up card the opponent controls. And again, I thought it was changed to monster card, but hey, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, let us know down in the comments section. And if there's an errata, I'll pin that as the top comment. Please, please, please put a link in there so that everybody else can go see it too. But moving into the main portion, the meat and potatoes of this build, we got to play Dark, we got to play Fiends, so we got to give him something cool. So I thought we'd go and start with the Beast of Tulwar. And what I think is fun about these old school normal monsters is they will have some reminder text on occasion that this is also always going to be considered an Archfiend card. Now, again, once we get Titan's deck in the new GX set, that might be more relevant. We might have things as far as the Archfiend setup. And I'm hoping it's going to be the dice variants, just because they were my favorites. Back to this. Next monster card we're going to use Bloodsucker. Level 13 by 15, when it inflicts battle damage to the opponent, send the top card of their deck to the discard pile. So again, yeah, we're playing 30-card decks, but it doesn't matter if that's 50 points. At 50 points, the opponent loses a card, the game gets shorter. Next up, we are going to use the Eyeball of Doom, the Boganian. Once per turn during your own standby phase, inflict 600 points to the opponent. What's amazing about this isn't the fact that it's like 1,300 as a 3-star. What's crazy is 600 points of damage actually goes quite a long way in Speed Duel format. So, that's just insane. Next up, one of my favorite old school monsters is the Dark Geroid. When this is summoned, target a face-up monster card on the field. It loses 800 attack points. This is like Game Breaker. He's so good. Next, I wanted to do the Lucius family. So we're going to have levels 4, 6, and 8, but we're going to cover them all separately. So let's get him up here. This way everybody can sort of read him, and I'll hopefully stop banging into the table. Negate the effects of the opponent's monsters destroyed by battle with this card. Once per turn during the standby of your next turn after this destroys the monster by battle, you can then send this to the graveyard to special summon the next form from hand and deck. Next form will be our level 6. So level 6, we're going to go from that 1,000 by 3 to 17 by 6. When special summoned, if this was special summoned by the effect of the previous, negate the effects of opponent's monsters destroyed by battle with this card. Once per turn during the standby of your next turn after this card negated a monster's effect. You send this to the graveyard, special summon the next from the hand or the deck. And then once we get to level 8, if this was special summoned by the effect of the previous, banish opponent's monsters destroyed by battle with this card. Also negate their effects. He is the coolest looking one of them by far. He's the first one of them that almost has stats that should be for his level, being a 2,800 point boss. And again, it's really cool. And I'm actually realizing I maybe should have put level up in this one. We also use Dark Mimic level 1. Flip, draw a card. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can send this to the graveyard. Special summon a Mimic level 3 from the hand or deck. And of course, you gotta play Treasure Chest level 3. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. But if it was special summoned by the effect of the Dark Mimic level 1, you get to draw 2 cards instead. So again, a little bit of draw power here for you. Next up, and I know I'm going to catch something for the pronunciation on this. So guys, let me know which one you like. I've always called this the Dark Ruler Hade. I know a lot of people call it Hades. That's fine. It's a play on Hades. I get it. It's whichever. It's a cool card regardless. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. Negate the effects of monsters destroyed by battle with fiend monsters you control. So very similar to like the Dark Lucius, but he's going to extend this courtesy to anybody else who's a fiend. So if you have this in the Beast of Tall War, that's actually going to work out quite well for you. Next up, you got to give him a power 4-star. So you got to give him his Gilgarth. So just a really cool looking fiend there. The Hannibal Necromancer, and I want to say this actually came with his structure deck. The first time around when Marik actually got one in the advanced format. If this is normal summon, place a spell counter on it, maximum of 1. Remove a counter from this, target a face-up trap card on the field, destroy said card. So similar to Breaker, but not really. Much better defense. We are going to have the Hell Poemer, and I do think it's supposed to be pronounced that way. Not Helpoemer, like putting the emphasis on help. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard, as with most of his cards. At the end of your opponent's battle phase, if this was sent to the graveyard because it was destroyed by battle, make the opponent discard 1 random card. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and resolve this effect. Again, what's weird is like the effect, like make your opponent discard. This is one of those things where I would have thought that Konami would have cleaned up the text a little bit. It almost sounds like you had to physically walk around the table and go like, look, Celestial, give me that card. It's going away. I don't know. I'm just teasing. Lava Golem, again, because we want to burn the opponent and take away their good options. The Legendary Fiend, because he gets bigger over time. Once per turn during the standby phase, he gains 700 attack. That will accumulate. And last monster will be 1 copy of New Doria. If destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target a monster card on the field and destroy that target. I did put Half Shut in this deck as well, because it's good. Mask of the Accursed. The equipped monster may not attack once per turn during the standby phase. During my standby phase, sorry. Inflict 500 points to the controller of the equipped monster. So generally, we're going to equip the opponent's monster, give it a nice little mask, and then not worry about getting hit. We also want the Mask of Brutality. The equipped monster gains 1,000 attack and loses 1,000 defense. Once per turn during the standby phase, pay 1,000 life points or destroy this card. So it is an optional. We're not forced into paying, so that's good. Next up, Offerings to the Doomed. You guys know this one. Also feels very Marik. Riroku also feels really Marik. Target up to 2 monsters on the field. Have the attack of one of them and give that reduced attack value to the other monster. So again, let's just say it's 2 blue eyes for the sake of instance. I'd choose my opponent's blue eyes and my blue eyes in that order. That one goes down to 1,500 and this one goes up to 45 because it gains that half. And let's see if we can get the focus back. Next up, we're going to use 1 copy Share the Pain. Tribute 1 monster card. Make the opponent tribute a monster card for no effect. This is the reason why they're getting tributed. 1 copy Shallow Grave. Each player targets a monster in their own graveyard. Then special summons that monster in face down defense. 1 Tribute to the Doomed. Discard a card to destroy a monster. 1 Veil of Darkness continuous. During your draw phase, if you draw a dark or dark monsters, basically if you add any other effect that would allow you to draw more than 1 card in a turn, You can reveal any number of those cards, send those to the discard, then draw one more card. So again, certain cards, I did not expect a heater. I just jumped. So we'll wrap this up quick, I guess. And yeah. So this would allow you to discard those cards to draw more. Metal Reflex Line for some defense. Nightmare Wheel is a spellbinding circle that does damage. Robbing Zombie. So every time one of your monsters inflicts battle damage to the opponent, they lose the top card of their deck. Rope of Life. Discard your entire hand when one of your monsters is destroyed by battle. Sent to the graveyard. Special summon it back with 800 extra attack. And Zone of the Spirit. Guys, so sorry for all the extra noise. I do hope that you enjoyed this. Again, 20 likes. We'll do a match this weekend. Until then, guys, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be back on Sunday. See you later.